Good morning, everyone. We're going out today for a trip for our honeymoon. We're actually going out to a lovely restaurant. Honeymoon. It's too early in the morning. Here's Kerry.
Anniversary.
Yeah, it's our anniversary today, guys. So we're going into Melbourne. We're going to a lovely restaurant in the Crown Casino, which is where we go? The Conservatory. So we're going there. So looking forward to a beautiful day. But I thought I'd pop in while we're driving, actually. I know it might take a while to get a few people on board, so we'll just see if some people actually pop on, and then we can have a chat, and I'll answer some questions and things like that if you guys are want me to answer any. Let me just see if...
You should turn the camera around down the avenue.
I'll turn it around so you can just have a look at the beautiful Avenue of Honour here. So these trees are actually all Canadian elms, but they all have on them, I'm not sure whether you can notice, but they all have a plaque on them. So this is called the Avenue of Honour, and all of these trees have a name of an individual soldier that died during the war. Is it World War I or World War II? I think it's World War I, actually. So yeah, each one will have a plaque on them, and it has their name. And it's really lovely, actually. So this is really quite old, this avenue, but it really is quite stunning. So this is the road that comes into our town, and like I said, it's called the Avenue of Honour. Then it's the entrance to Bacchus Marsh, and it's really quite famous. It's just beautiful, particularly in autumn when the leaves start to turn. We call them autumn here. It's not spring. Not the fall like in the US. But yeah, we're looking forward to it today. So I've got a couple now starting to pop in. So I'll just keep showing this because you can sort of have a look. It sort of shows you about the area that I live. This is all basically areas where they grow vegetables like lettuces and things like that. You can sort of see there's all picking farms over here, and over this side down here also they have all lettuces as well, and there's strawberries that are grown down this section as well.
Apples.
Yeah, this is very famous for apples. Pears. Yeah, cherries and pears. Bacchus Marsh has one of the highest amounts of apple exported in the world, apparently. So it really does have an awful lot of apples. I'm just sort of waffling on while we're waiting a few people to actually pop on live. You'll sort of see in a minute. I'll show you. This is the strawberry area down here. So that's all the strawberry fields that you're looking at through here. People just come in and pick on the weekend. This is packed. Although it looks like the season is just about finished.
I think they've hoed it all up.
Yeah, it looks like they've hoed it all up. So, and then as we go past here, this is where all the apples and everything all start to. You'll see where all the apples are actually grown. They grow all through this area, and like I said, it's a very fertile valley in between two rivers actually, and that's why it's actually so popular for that type of thing. Anyway, I'll switch back and see if there's any questions at all. There doesn't seem to be many. Usually I'm early this morning for you guys to pop on and have a chat. So if you haven't got any questions now, if no one comes on, because it is, like I said, very early compared to my normal shoots, make sure you leave some questions down below what you'd like me to look at with the A7III. I did pick that up yesterday, and to be honest, I only got it late yesterday when we got home. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, apart from when I played around with one in the shop, because we were going out today and I thought I just haven't got the time. So I'll take it out probably Friday. We're going to drive down the coast, I think, and I'm going to try and do some shooting down there to try a few things out. Now it's going to be nearly 30 degrees Celsius today. I think it is going to be 30 Celsius today. So I may even, if I have the time, depending on what time we get back, I might even try and do an overheating test just to see how it does go in the heat. Now look, because it's so hot, I think it probably will be like any Sony camera. If you leave it in the sun, it may overheat in 4K. But that's generally what has been happening with those cameras, and that's never bothered me, because if I'm going to be leaving something in the sun for a fair while, I actually usually shoot in 1080p. So, you know, I'll try that for you if that's something that you're interested in. Also, like I said, let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to try out over the coming days as well, because I will be throwing some reviews actually out over the the next couple of weeks, particularly before it's released in the US, because that way you'll have some idea about how the camera's performing, how the low light is on that camera, how the focusing is, things like that I'm really curious to do. I will do a review with the Panda Photographer. G'day mate, is saying Sony is taking the spotlight. I missed what else you said. Yeah, I know they are. They're doing really well. I noticed the Angry Photographer had a go this morning about the overheating, and I thought that was really unjustified, because he basically was showing that video where the camera overheated after 1 hour 20 minutes, and I think that is really ridiculous. I'd be happy if the camera lasted, to be honest, 30 minutes without overheating if it was doing 4K recording, because I'm never really going to do over that anyway. And I've mentioned that before, that if you're shooting, normally you only do 1 or 2 minutes anyway at the most. Yeah, the Angry Photographer's just mad at himself. I love it. So it's just, I don't know, he has to have something to whinge about the Sony cameras, and I think he's a little bit paranoid about how successful this A7III is going to be. But if you're whinging about overheating on a Sony camera and it's actually been going for 1 hour 20 minutes before it shut down, I thank you so much, mate, for saying congratulations on the new camera. Yeah, if you're whinging about the camera overheating after that time, it's ridiculous. He wishes he didn't talk so badly about Sony because he really wants one. He probably does. Oh, I love it. But seriously, no one's going to be shooting for that amount of time in 4K. Why on earth would you want to shoot for over 1 hour 20 minutes in 4K? The other thing too is, if you've watched that video, he didn't even have the overheating protection on, which will make it go longer. It would also go longer as well if you had the battery grip on as well. And for 1 hour, it's mute. Like I said, the longest I do is when I'm shooting weddings, and I will record the ceremony, and that's usually the longest that I'll ever record. And to be honest, they very rarely go past half an hour. 45 minutes is a really long one. Sorry about it being bumpy, but we're on that freeway. 45 minutes is a really long one, but then again, I'm only ever shooting those type of things in 1080p as well, because I just don't want to be shooting. Can I borrow your A7R when you're done? Laugh out loud. Sorry if the video drops out. It just dropped out a second ago. Yeah, so like I was saying, let me know in the comments down below what you want me to test over the coming weeks. I was going to bring it out today, but I just thought, well, look, Kerry and myself will probably just relax today. There is another video that shows the A7III locks focus on the first frame at f13. Yeah, well, like I said, I will put this through a thorough test as well. That may lock at that thing. I think the A9 is the only one that will actually go above the F9. Usually, I'm pretty sure that that's the only one that goes over that with the focus. I can't remember. You've got to remember that A7III is their entry-level camera. So when people start to criticise what this camera does, it is an entry-level camera, and that's why I laughed this morning with the Angry Photographer saying that, oh, it overheated at 1 hour 20 minutes. Well, this is their entry-level camera. And remember, and this is why I laugh, because if you're dealing with the Fuji, you've actually got to have the battery grip on that before you can go over 15 minutes in 4K. He doesn't mention that though. So there's a lot of things that are going on out there. If you Google Fuji X-H1 bugs, there's a number of bugs that are actually out in that as well, but he doesn't mention that, and that's where he is very flawed in what he actually is trying to say. So he really needs to start telling the truth and just not trying to make, get hits from basically saying Sony is has another issue when it doesn't at all, and I really think it's a bit of a ridiculous comment. Let me turn around so you can see Kerry there driving away. Hi Kerry, how you going?
Good.
Looking forward to today?
Nice lunch.
So I will have probably a live tomorrow, because Friday I think we're going to go out to, like I said, go down the coast to do a video review of the A9. I want to try of the A7III. I want to try a few things out, so we'll do that tomorrow. So I will have a live show tomorrow, I would say. Hello from Victoria Palace Theatre, London, where I'm actually exhausted from tonight's show. Oh, that sounds great. What show are you watching? So let me know anyway. I'll probably leave it at that for today. So look out for the live show tomorrow. I'll probably do that at the normal time, around about 1:30 Melbourne time. So it should go on the normal time for you guys. And then I can talk to you more about how I've gone. And I'll also look at the A7III. The coming reviews that I want to do with you is I'm going to show you how I set the camera up. I'm currently performing in Hamilton playing Samuel Seasbury. Oh wow, that's fantastic! Congratulations. Yeah, I want to give a video about how I set up the menus. I'll talk about how I set up all of the function keys, etc. Diori said was, oh gee, that disappears quick. The comments don't stay there that long. How do you get them to stay? I'm not sure. I think it might work like that actually. I think it does. Yeah, I wanted to show you how I do set up the menus, and obviously I'll give a review. I'm going to do a couple of different reviews for you in the fact that I'm going to review it first as a standalone camera, because I think that's the way most people will be buying that camera. But I'd like to also then do a review to talk about it, how it compares to the A9 as well. So I'll talk to you about that as well. I have put my GH5 up for sale, so that is up for sale now on the, I think it's up on the camera for sale site on Facebook, so I'll see how that goes. I've got that and all the lenses up for sale, and I'll talk to you about that tomorrow as well in the live show too. So, well, that's about all, guys. So if you can, like I said, leave your questions down below that you'd like me to look at over the coming days with the camera, and I will keep you updated as I start to use the camera and start to actually set it up for the way that I shoot. So that's all for now, guys. Talk again soon. Bye now.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye.
Carrie said bye. We're going to go get drunk.
I don't think so.